Mr. DesJarlais.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, and I thank the witnesses. A problem that we've seen evolving over the past couple of decades is the amount of time it takes for students to complete college degrees. Oftentimes, it used to be 4 years, a 16 credit hour was standard. Now kids are actually being sold prices for a 12 credit hour, which graduates them in 5.5 and maybe 6 years. So we're not getting people into college and back out into the workforce in a timely fashion. I think one great way to lessen costs for college students and taxpayers is to graduate students in as timely a manner as possible while still making sure they gain knowledge and appropriate skills to excel in the economy. I know in my district back in Tennessee, Bridgestone North America and Motlow Community College, along with local stakeholders, created a program, in this case a mechatronics program, in which high school students can gain college credit and technical credentials while gaining real-world work experience. Mrs. Conklin, if you wouldn't mind, can you talk about programs like dual enrollment, credentialing, and competency-based education?
I can, but can I give a shout out to Tennessee first?
You can. Is this another infomercial?
This is. So HCM since 2010 has led a state reform network that Lumina Foundation supports called Strategy Labs. Tennessee's a superstar in it. And the reason why I say this is that they are the only state with an outcomes-based funding formula that rewards all of the state subsidy to institutions based on how well they do improving outcomes for students, particularly most disadvantaged students. By having such clear few metrics, again, a simple system that's incentive-based around success, they have one of the best in the nation policies around prior learning assessment. They have a growing appetite for competency-based education and a way to fund that through their premium on completion, not on courses completed, not on courses attempted, not on students enrolled. They are seeing they're seeing faculty and presidents kind of analyze the data, embrace data analytic techniques in ways that really we see at scale and we want to embrace. So, and then again, I would say, kind of bringing back into Mr. Andrews' question, the Tennessee Tech Centers have completion rates that are so far above the national average, and it's because they have a structured cohort program. And so indeed, the way they approach structure is actually great for non-traditional students, and they do well under this outcomes-based funding formula. Now on dual enrollment, we, in this technical panel report, didn't speak directly to it, but dual enrollment is indeed, if the courses that you take in high school count for college completion, it is a way to reduce the cost of college. If you are a student in an early college high school, for instance, where you can, in high school, earn an associate's degree, you can save 50% on your associate's degree. So it's a phenomenal option. But again, that's a state pathway, and that's why I come back to Tennessee and recognizing where the role of state leadership in our nation's college attainment problem.
I appreciate that, and if you need more time to brag on Tennessee, you're welcome to take it. But I would just ask, how can we encourage students to spend less time in school and more time building their skill sets in the workforce?
Well, one of the things I think that we have to understand is that students are a very diverse group of people, and it used to be that most students were young, full-time, traditional-age students. That has, for a long time, not been the case, and we can't expect that the single mother of 2 children is going to be able to progress through a program at the same rate that someone with fewer responsibilities can, but we have to help them to select the right programs. And all of these ways of making it possible for people to do multiple things at the same time or to get credit for things they already knew are important, but we have to be very, very careful about making sure that students get a quality education, that they really learn something with the process of getting their degree, and that we aren't just handing out pieces of paper to students.
Thank you. Does anyone else have anything to add?
I mean, one way is to make sure that we're supporting our aid programs and ensuring that we're investing in things like the Pell Grant that allow students to go to school and maybe work a few hours less because they're able to actually attend school and pay their bills.
Amy Lightnin in our office at the Numeric Foundation has done a lot of work around the credit hour and competency-based education. And she's done a very good job of pointing out that the way the federal student aid programs are structured is they essentially endorse a system that is based on the credit hour, and it makes it very difficult for institutions to do something different. But there are ways in existing statutes, such as the experimental sites, where institutions can come up with different ways to provide federal aid that is not necessarily based on these standard delivery models. But I think it's really important for the committee to realize that when you make these rules and the way the laws get written, if you are sort of codifying an educational system of today and not allowing for the flexibility that we want to be there is problematic.
I thank the panel for their perspective, and I yield back.